Hi folks, and welcome back to my Do What You Love series. I'm Kia Cannons. I am a happiness expert and a creative coach, and I am here to tell you that you can do what you love. And this is part of my video series where I give you super quick videos every single week, giving you one more step along the journey of discovering how to do what you love and what your passion and purpose is and those sort of things. If you haven't watched it from the beginning, I suggest you go back to the beginning of my video series. Just click on my name, you'll see all my content, and you'll see my videos start sometime back in, I think, November last year, 2019. And so we've done a lot of work during this video series on starting to uncover the aspects of yourself that you may not have been 100% aware of. Some of these things you will have discovered will have been absolute news to you, and yet they will have been things that will really help you to understand what lights you up and what you should be doing with your life and what's going to make you happy, because this is what anyone wants. Everybody who comes into my studio, who comes for one-to-one sessions and coaching sessions with me, have the same core problem, that they just want to be happy. And what I believe is that in order to be happy, one of the key things is that whatever you do every day has got to be something that you love doing. And when you do, you will have the energy to put your heart and soul into it. That will create the drive and the momentum to get on the upward spiral of success. It's happened for me, and I know it can happen for you if you have the right tools. So this video course, or it's not a course, but this video series is an incremental series. So every week I give you new tools to start layering on. So by this point, if you have done them all, you will have discovered so much about yourself. You'll have discovered your zone of genius, what lights you up, what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, what environments you'll thrive in, what you're curious about. You will then have dipped your toe in doing something that you're curious about. And again, last week, I encouraged you to take that deeper and really check in with what you used to really want to do when you were a child, and perhaps something that you have maybe started and left in your childhood, or like the example I gave about myself last week, it could be something that you've always wanted to do, but you've never consciously acknowledged that there was a burning desire you had as a child and you've never done it. That is something to also dip your toe in. So this week, I want to give you an idea of something that Jack Clanfield talked about once, which is called doing a passion test. Because as you start doing different things and getting curious, you're going to be starting to get some feedback about how it felt to do the things that you're interested in. And you're going to need to know, well, what do I do with that? What do I pursue? Do I do more of something? But what if something else is exciting me? So I just want to talk a little bit about how you check in with your passion and how it helps you when you're navigating your way through life. As I've said before, I believe that you should navigate through life as imagining that you have a compass, that your soul in here is your compass and it's guiding you to your life's path, rather than using your head and going, this feels like a good idea, this situation looks good on that person's life, I'm going to try and force that into reality. That will never work. You have to see the dreams and the desires and the exciting things and those feelings that have been put in here before I believe you were even born. You've got to tune into those and let those guide you, because those are the things that you want to do that make you excited. And so you're going to put the work in because it's going to be an absolute joy to do it. And joy is what we're talking about here. You see, you know that you are on the right career ladder, in a way, if you are experiencing joy as you climb it. And I would be as cut and dry as to say, if you stop experiencing joy, stop climbing that ladder, choose something else that looks interesting. You should always be experiencing joy. And I have done this myself, and it's taken great guts to be able to give myself permission to start painting, do painting, and then find, my goodness, I've accidentally become an Instagram expert through my desperation and my keen desire to make sure that people know that my art exists, so that I have a fighting chance of monetizing my passion and not having to ever feel like I've got to go back and do something that I hate. Well, in doing that, I got really good at Instagram, and I was like, oh my goodness, is it okay to do less painting and to pivot more into Instagram marketing? I jolly well did, because that was giving me more joy at the time. Joy is my compass. joy is your compass? Is this starting to make sense? And then as I carried on and did that, I then went through this incredible awakening, coaching experiences of my own, and my own journey of inner development and waking up happened. And when I was a few years through that, I suddenly realized, oh, this is what my audience needs from me. By that point, I have like 28,000 followers on Instagram who are there for my Instagram advice and artistic and creativity, like encouragement and tips. And I realized, whilst those things are important and they really help you to do what you love, you're never going to thrive if you can't figure out the other aspect, which is knowing that you're doing what you love, knowing you're doing your passion and purpose, and having the tools to sort out the little voice in your head, which is your inner critic and your ego and that kind of thing, which is going to tell you, you might know how to market your business on Instagram, but you're not good enough. What will people think? What will your friends say if you start putting testimonials up of how much people love your stuff? What will your friends think if you start pricing your artwork at this much? What will this person or that person, what will strangers think? And if you can't deal with that voice, all this other information, which is critical too, is never going to serve you. So I gave myself permission again to pivot again in my business and say, I'm still going to do those things, but I'm mostly here to help you with your mindset. So that's what I'm talking about. You just allow joy to be your guide. Joy, passion, purpose, that gets you onto the path where you're walking towards your purpose. But what gets you there is not an X on a map. It's listening to your passion and to your joy. Your joy is your compass, and it will help you navigate as you go along your path thinking, I think I'm going in that direction. If you find that joy is taking you this way, you go with joy, is my absolute 100% belief and advice. And of course, what I'd say is if you're experiencing things like frustration, anger, headaches, resentment, those are your red flags that perhaps you've got a little bit off course and you need to tune in again and just think, what am I really doing here? What is the point of all of this? Why did I start this? Have I gone off course somehow with my joy? Because if it stops being fun, just move on. So again, this is starting to be about starting to tune into your intuition and listening to what you're getting in here. You hear it in terms of joy, but you also get it from a sense of longing, of craving, of feeling pulled to do something. A bit like I talked about before, about how I've just felt pulled to do singing lessons my entire life, and I've never done them, but I'm going to be doing them. I'm recording these in batches, so I haven't done it yet. But by the time you'll have watched this, I will have, and I probably would have actually had my first lesson. So it'll be a few more videos down the line before I feed back on that. But back to you. I want you to just be aware of this aspect of joy. That's all this video is about this week. As you start doing the things that you're curious about, where are you in terms of joy? Do a passion check-in. Check that you are feeling joy as you go along this path and that you're not feeling constant resentment, anger, frustration, those kind of red flags. You'll obviously get a little bit of frustration. Oh my goodness, building my platform for my membership to group coach artists, that was really hard. That gave me flashes of frustration and, at times. But overall, I was feeling 100% joy and excitement about what I was building. So I hope that helps, and I will see you back next week.